What was we discussing before we hit record? We were discussing
Welcome to the new welcome
the
to
new
the
Cretins
episode
podcast. What's new about it? What have we done?
Mate, let's just restart.
This is it, bro. This is it. Welcome
This
back
is the good content.
to the new Cretins podcast where we missed a week. So we're starting a whole new podcast, actually. This one's called The Retards Podcast. We've gone harder on the name.
To be fair, who would have thought we would have been so consistent until now? I know we've just
impressive.
missed a week.
And to be fair, we did.
You know, considering the last podcasts were like a year away from each other, I think we've been doing all right.
Oh yeah, this is what number is this? Number 9. But the first two were like a year apart. So this is what? There's like 7th week, 8th week.
Nearly. This is
That's pretty good.
Probably
And we
like
did
2
try.
months or so that's not too bad.
Last week we really did try. It was in the book. It was on the books. Arguably my girlfriend is to blame. Arguably your girlfriend is to blame. Arguably neither of us is to blame. So it's not our fault.
Arguably, we just blame women.
Basically, everything is a woman's fault. And that's, if you're going to take one thing away, take that away from this podcast.
And that is the quote of the week.
Yeah, no quote of the week this week.
That's the quote of the week.
Yeah, what? Just everything is a woman's fault. L33 2025.
That is the quote of the week. You don't need anything else. No more advice is more useful.
Well, I think actually if you want a peaceful and happy life with a partner that's of the other sex, don't actually take that advice. But if you're an incel, quote of the week.
But if you're like gay, then it's fine as well.
All right, let's. You know what could be the topic this week, because we don't really have one. Why do gay marriages with men last longer than gay marriages with female? What's going on there?
Is that statistically proven?
That is statistically, scientifically proven that men are just happier.
Could you pull up some proof?
No, I can't be bothered. I read it on Instagram. All right, that's
bro. On Instagram comments is not proof.
The scientists of Instagram told me that. Honestly, the scientists.
Instagram comments.
The scientists of Instagram, they're like eugenicists. You know, they're not like
Are they?
Very
They say
good
the N-word to
scientists.
little kids.
Probably, yeah, because it's a very questionable app, I think. Anytime I see
They
something
see a little
nice,
kid
bro.
and then they start commenting N-word, I'm going to touch you, mate. That's all I see.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't know why you're seeing little kids on your page, but anytime I see something wholesome, they're like, why is this shit on my racism app? You know? Which I do. It's funny. Not real racism isn't funny, but joking racism. Funny racism is funny, but I don't like real racism, you know? There's a fine line.
all right, Martin Luther King, mate, calm down.
Bro,
Right.
if he was around, he would be on my side. He wouldn't be on TikTok. He would be on Instagram Reels. That's a fun game to play. Historical figures, where would they be on TikTok or Instagram Reels? Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks would be on TikTok, I think.
Do you think? She seems like a Snapchat warrior, you know.
What? Why? You know them? Have you seen them celebrities on Snapchat when it's like, obviously they've got like an intern running their social media, and it'll be like Mike Tyson does this, and he'll be like just a picture of him on the bags, and there'll be like some quote, and you're like, you just know that he's not typing that. Do you think she would be doing that?
Yeah, she'll just. Well, I don't know. I don't want to give an example, but
No, give an example, please.
like she'll be like, first to thank the bus driver in Fortnite, and then she'll put like the quote.
What a quote! Is that a quote?
It's like, always thank the bus driver.
And it's her getting off the bus from the front, because times have changed.
To be fair, when you jump out the bus in Fortnite, you just come out the bottom, mate. So
Wait, so she's actually in Fortnite in this scenario?
you never know. They could drop a Fortnite skin.
There's probably already one. Peter Griffin, Goku, Rosa Parks. You know.
They do be making everything a Fortnite skin.
Yeah. What about Adolf? Would it be on TikTok or Instagram?
Nah, it's Instagram.
It's got to be Instagram. What about Who? There's only like two historical figures that float around my head. It's probably like Adolf.
Rosa Parks and Adolf, mate.
Yeah. That's force
that
for
was
good
the
or
only
force
two
for
you
evil.
can think of.
That's it.
I honestly don't know, mate. I mean, to be fair, they probably have all of them.
Well, yeah, true. But there's no way that Adolf is scrolling on TikTok. You know, that's too wholesome for him. Yeah. What is?
What is this conversation, mate?
No, if Adolf had a computer, what do you think the search history would look like? Oven's not turning on.
I don't want to. I can't probably say half the things you'd search up, mate. So.
Well, obviously, because they're being German, you know, it's hard to pronounce. But I think if you translated it to English, it'd be like, why is my oven not working? Oven too cold. Where to buy a bigger oven? Do you disagree?
I neither disagree or agree, mate.
Bro's playing it safe this podcast. He does not want to go deep. He's a new man.
I'm a wholesome family content creator now, man.
We did say it is a new podcast. So this is...
It's a new podcast.
PG Purge, yeah. Family friendly Purge. Do you remember that? Do you remember when you
I do remember that, yes, I do.
A die-hard PG Nick Air 30 kind of streamer before you was actually anyone online?
I do remember that, yes. When I
Why don't we talk about this?
stream back in the day on Mixer, mate, if anyone remembers what that was.
Yeah, because you just had an Xbox and that's it. And then you wanted to make it into the big leagues.
And I used to get so annoyed if anyone saw, man. I used to just kick them out of the Xbox party.
And then, like, you would get mad and, like, scream. You know, it was a very, like, fascist kind of vibe, you know? Not very democratic.
Well, I just didn't want anyone to swear.
Apart from you, when you died in some, like, silly way. You got one pumped. You'd scream, like, the F word.
I don't think it was that. I don't know what happened, man. But at one point, I was like, "This is dumb."
Yeah, it took you a very long time.
Life,
I remember being a kid coming back from school. I just want to play some Xbox, bro. Like, nah, I'm gonna stream, whatever, man. And then I can't say anything because you're streaming, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, I was a streamer before I was a YouTuber.
Day one streamer.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true.
Is it not? What was?
I did have some 1 or 2 channels back in the day. Before, when you were like, you know, like primary school.
Oh yeah. That was you trying to be a ninja, right?
No, that was something completely different, mate. That's just.
Oh, what was your original channels?
I deleted all the videos on them, sadly. So it would have been funny to react to them, but it was just me trying to do anything because I wanted to be a YouTuber when I was younger, and it was like I did the Bean Boozle challenge, mate. That was crazy. Chubby bunny challenge.
Yeah. I never did any of that.
I made a video once where it was like a 10-second video, and I just chucked a book really high in the air, and then tried to make sure it landed on my head, and it really hurt.
And then that is where Purge came from. That's when you had the eureka moment of, I'm going to talk shit about feminists. You just hit your head really hard. And then you're just like, I got it.
Like, no, but then the original Purge channel, the Purge channel I have now is like, I started gaming. I was like...
Red Dead. Is Red Dead your first video? Or was that your first, like, public video?
What?
Because your first video on your channel was like a Red Dead Redemption 2 video, right?
No, it's a Fortnite video, and it's still up. It's the same
video
I
didn't know. I didn't know if you'd like had ones before and then you privated it. I know you have privated some of them because it's just us when we're like 12 or 14, 13.
I don't think we're 12, but yeah, it's 14, and so.
And we're just trying really hard to be so funny, and it's just really not good.
It's weird, man. I've had my channel up for like 6.5 years now.
Yeah, I mean, mine's getting old. I'm nearly 2 years in.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was like, when I made that first video, I said in the video, I'm going to be a gaming channel. Turns out, that didn't last very long.
What was the original inspiration was probably like fits and like that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I used to like those types of videos.
You used to love that.
I think what annoyed me is you'd have to really try, like, record for so long and then nowadays you could do AI subtitles, but mate, back in the day, fuck.
I mean, AI subtitles, they're kind of ass.
They kind of not great, but you can definitely
get
some good applications. Back in the day, you had to type every single word out, man. That was long.
Mm.
And I think I realized all I was doing was recording and editing in between school. And I was like, I'm literally not even getting any sunlight, man. Just in the darkness. No sleep.
Yeah, I remember even when you started doing commentary, you was a skinny and pale creature, bro. You look like a cryptid, bro. It was not.
I don't think I was skinny and pale creature.
Bro, look at some of your old TikToks, dude.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
you were
I was skinny at one point,
and you had the long ass hair too. I mean, you was all kids. None of us were perfect. We all looked horrid, but like yours is posted online, so like there's a library of this, which is I don't know, entertaining if nothing else to look at.
It's good to develop, man. You know, like I'm 20 now.
Frontal lobe
I started my channel when I was 14, so
it's good fun.
It's been a development of my mind.
Yeah, and I always like looking at like a YouTuber's channel, and then you hit like oldest, and you're just like, what the fuck is this? And it's just some like absolute shit video, and they're like 20 years younger, and it's always, I don't know, it's kind of cool though to see where it all comes from. So I guess your version of that will be the Rainbow Six video, whatever it is, and the Red Dead.
It's Fortnite and like those type of videos.
And then is your first
gaming videos?
Is your first IRL video the dancing in public?
That was the first. That was like the only IRL video I've ever made.
It's like gaming, Rainbow Six, Red Dead, dancing in public, Rainbow Six. It's like, what? Why is this Rainbow Six Siege YouTuber just busting it down?
Do you remember recording that? Do you remember filming that video?
I remember feeling so awkward doing that. I'd like, I remember it was so weird.
I remember making that video and I was thinking this is gonna bang. And it just didn't bang.
I mean, it got a couple thousand views, right?
Better than probably now podcast. It has.
Yeah, true.
Like, I don't think back in the day it got a couple thousand views.
Shit probably had like 50. Yeah.
Probably. But it was alright, man. You know, getting out there a bit. What it's like now, to grow up, man. Yeah, this is what we're talking about.
Start a podcast should talk about the good old days when we was 13 and 14. As if we're not 20 years old.
We're really not that old. We're 20, man.
Yeah,
we're like
chilling,
back in the day.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have a lot of time left in our lives. If not, oh well, mate. Can't do anything.
Yeah, you're over it already? You're over life already. You're just like, yeah.
No, I just meant like, can't stop death.
Yeah, can't do anything about it, so whatever. I think, bro, I had a dream, though. I said I've been biking lately. This is related, I promise. I've been on a bike lately. Boo, bikes, I know. I had a dream. It was the zombie apocalypse, and I was still just going everywhere on my bike. And it was like...
you've been watching The Walking Dead?
Probably. But like, I was like inside, and there was like zombies out, and I was like, fuck, I gotta like go to the shop. But there's zombies out there.
There's still shops open.
I don't know, but that was the whole dream. I was like scared to go out on a bike, which is scary to do in the UK anyway. Because you're gonna get robbed probably if it's a nice bike. But yeah, that was the whole dream. Wow, don't want to go out there, zombies.
It was zombies, mate?
Yeah, it might have just been. I might have just been sleepwalking. Yeah, and it was just fucking local crackheads on methed out. Just shitting on stairwells. Like that one time we saw that big piece of shit when we were walking to the gym.
Once you move place, man, like maybe when we make it, Cretins podcast makes it, we have to go back to our hometown and show
I don't think it'll exist, bro. I think if there's a nuclear war, this place is going because nobody would give a shit. Like if I was...
I mean, I don't think anyone would nuke it either, though, so...
No, but I think if I was a world leader and I was about to go to war with the UK and I had to pick a place to drop the bomb where it would be like the least consequential, like it's a warning shot, it's like a jab, I would pick where I live now.
Right.
And I think the UK government would thank whoever did it. And I think they'd be friends from then on. In fact, I would
Maybe.
probably, if I was the UK Prime Minister, I would start a war just to get this place gone. And then I would end it. But actually, fair enough.
Yeah, man. As I said, one day we'll go do a tour of our hometown and show all the lovely spots.
Yeah.
And we'll have like well, look, we made out of here, man. It's just
Yeah, you know, so we do Cretins podcasts like everywhere. We do Cretins podcasts back in hometown. We'll get robbed if we have too much equipment.
probably
unless it gets some investments, which it won't. It might get a new
What, oh, you mean the
kebab
town?
van. Yeah, it might get a new kebab van. It might get a new Poundland. It might get a new curry house.
To be fair, that's all that opens
Yeah, there's nothing.
nowadays. And vape shops.
Vape shops, yeah. Vape shops, and there'll be
Turkish barbers.
there'll be 3 more Gregs, maybe 10 or 12 more
I was
Gregs.
gonna say, there's got to have be more Gregs, mate. There's only 3 in town centre. That's too small. We need more.
Push for 5. If I was running for like what is it? What do you become, like the town mayor? I'd be like, more Gregs in the town centre. We only have 3. We need 10.
There was 4 at one point actually, but sadly one's gone. Yeah. There was 4.
You know what I want back? I don't know if this happened.
That was the peak.
Where else? This had to have happened all over the UK. There's no way it was just here. That would be so weird. But I think Primark, however you want to say it, I don't fucking care. To that one person that's going to comment like, it's pronounced Primark. Suck your mum. Why did they do Greg's merch? And why is it gone? Because every now and again I see this elusive Greg's merch. Like someone have the sliders, someone have the basketball jersey, someone have like a t-shirt.
I saw it the other day when we were at a party. Someone was wearing a Greg's hoodie.
Yeah, I want the full set, but it's just not in Primark anymore. Why did they stop that? That limited time. I don't care about designer, right? I would love some Greg slides, or just a shirt. But the basketball tees, they go so hard. The jerseys,
Did Primark just go like, what's the most popular thing in town centres? Greg's. Let's make
put it on a
that.
t-shirt.
The youth love this.
and bro, they go so hard. I would love Greg's merch. If I ever make merch, I'm just gonna make like it will say L33, but like in the Greg's style. So I'm just gonna copy the whole design, but I'll put my own spin on it. That's just for the lawsuit.
To be fair, mate, at one point we were having Greg's all the time. Me and you.
That was part of the ritual.
We would literally meet
Greg's gym.
Yeah, we'd meet up, go have a Greg's, and go gym. That used to be the ritual at one point.
The good old days, man. Good old days. What was that? 2 years ago?
Probably.
Days. No, probably more like 3 or 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, life's shit now, isn't it, man?
No more Greg's, mate.
I like Greg's coffee. Greg's coffee's underrated. Just a shit coffee, but it's cheap.
Mate.
It's cheap, so whatever. Used to bang.
It's cheap,
bang
just
Greg's
good, mate. That don't.
What did you just say? You have a stroke,
mate? What? How did I have a stroke?
I think your voice cut out. You just went.
Well, I don't think that happened. But what I was saying is, what I was set for God's sake. Now I am having a stroke. What I was saying is, I used to love the Greg's sandwich plus cold drink combo, mate. That was goated.
Yeah.
And all I say is Primark now have done the Greg's collab. It's over. Whatever. They now need to move on to the second most popular thing in UK towns, bet shops, and do some merch of that. Because where are my merch? How am I going to go to William Hill if I'm not wearing a horse with pound signs on it?
Bet 365 t-shirts is what you're after.
Mate, what else am I going to pair with my Greg sliders?
That is very true. I'll give you that. To be fair, betting is something I want to talk about on this pod, because I want.
Is it?
I think on one of the betting sites, you can put like a parlay down or whatever the fuck it's called on who's going to be the new pope. And I think it's like 1,500% return or something if the black guy gets selected. I want to put a $5 down on him. Do
you?
Yeah, but like not not in a racist way. Why'd you make it
If I was
sound?
putting the deposit.
Yeah, why'd you make it sound so bad when you said "do you"?
No,
like that?
that's not what I meant, bro.
Oh, that's what I got.
I was just said "do you," and then you started that conversation, and I was like,
No,
and then I thought it about a different way.
You said "do you?"
I was
man.
putting
You
5
sounded-
quid down.
No, but it's like 1,500% return on investment, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Googling
have
them.
no clue who the candidates are, mate. I've not really been keeping up with the race.
Where
but,
can I bet on the next?
All I know is that I saw a news article today that they failed to elect the new one somehow.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they like lock themselves in a room, right? And they don't like come out until they elect one. You know?
For some
But
reason.
I want to be like a
You wanna
fly
be
on
in
the
there?
wall. Yeah, I want to know what happens. Like, do they start like throwing hands? Like, there's no cameras or nothing allowed. Do you think it gets violent? That'd be ironic. Don't you think?
Wait, let me. I'm trying to see if it pops up or not.
William Hill, are running bets. Where's the I bet on the English fella. There's got to be an English one, right? I bet on him. Put us back in. We had one pope. I want more.
I mean, I have no clue. Like, I'm not really a big person in religion and politics.
you're not.
but
You're not.
Do they?
You make it sound like I'm not a big person in religion. You make it sound like, you know,
Like, I'm
you're
not
trying to
saint
be
yet,
a
but
pope.
one
Yeah,
day.
you're trying to be St. Purge.
To be fair, though, I will say though the popes are smart, man. They got to know at least 10 languages to even be
Yeah.
considered.
Honestly, if you keep making troll and feminist videos, you probably will be a saint in the Catholic Church one day. Probably, man. And in Islam, to be
Maybe.
honest. You'll be one of them figures that's just like, in every religion, there's like, Jesus is also a big part of Judaism, bro. You'll be like one of them.
That's complete opposite, bro. He's not a big part, and they don't believe in him.
No, but he's still like a saint. They agree he was a good guy. But they
What?
don't think he's like the son of
Not
God.
in
do you?
Judaism.
No, Jesus is a big part of.
No,
Wait.
you talk about Islam, mate. We'll get into religious now. I actually don't know, but I just know. Pretty sure Judaism doesn't believe anything Jesus and after. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The difference is.
Well, I've googled it. It said Jesus was a Jew, so get dunked on.
Yeah, but so was everyone back then bored or something, man.
But yeah, let's scoot away from religion. Let's silently scoot away
Let's get away from that because we are not
like a
informed
young
at all.
boy in the Catholic Church. Let's silently creep away to the door.
Oh, I would have had a funny joke, but I feel like we shouldn't make religious jokes.
Make the
It
joke.
gets a bit
Do it.
No.
Yes.
no.
Anyway,
Okay,
that was
that's all
not
getting cut
gently. That was not gently scooting away. What just happened there? I don't know. Ooh, jump cut.
Oh yeah, what just happened?
Um,
Someone made a joke.
Yeah. See, this is why we need a Patreon. We could be like, yo, if you want to see the funny joke.
Yeah, if we made a
Go to
Patreon,
the
someone
Patreon.
clipping that and instantly getting cancelled, mate.
Yeah, so you before the podcast, before we even stopped filming, it's on Twitter. We're like, how the fuck has that even happened? Anyway, I've got a game actually. I've got a little game we can play.
Okay.
Do you remember when we was talking about what was it? Is Pakistan the LGBT capital of the world? Do you remember this from a couple podcasts ago?
I do remember that, yes.
I have actually looked up where there are the most gay people as a percentage of the population, and I want you to try and guess, like 1 through 10, or like if you say a country, and I'll be like, yes, that's number X.
Okay. Oh,
That's the
this
game.
is like that game that they play in like the game show in America, isn't it? Like the top 10 most answered.
Kind of.
You know,
what,
like
the
they
Steve
say, like,
Harvey
name
thing.
things
They're
that-
like, good answer,
name
good
things
answer.
in your. Yeah, name things you'll do while clapping or something, and then it's like you have to say the top 10 people
Like,
answered in the survey.
fucking, I'm fucking while I'm clapping. They're like, good answer, good answer.
Yeah.
And then Steve Harvey's just like, and he's pulling like a shocked face. That's a great show, man. They got that real.
It's a great show.
they got
So
that
we're doing
American-
that, whatever that's called. Family Feud.
Except it's not really Family Feud because it's just gayness in countries. There's no like puns to be had.
Well, mate, can you just carry on with it? Just pretend to be Steve Harvey. Okay, at least make it
Okay,
interesting.
I'll be right back. Like, what do you want me to do?
Shave your
Fucking
head,
hell.
come back with a mustache, and look a bit tanner.
Yeah. Okay. Well, should I give you a timer? Or how's no? You just guess. You just guess. We'll have a merry old time.
Okay. So I just guessed from now, or do you
Yeah,
want to repeat
no.
the question to make it a clip?
Okay, fine. We'll clip it. I have a list. No. What should the? This is like the hook. What's
Yeah,
the
you
hook?
can say you can say you have a list.
I have a list
The
of the
top
10
10 most-
gayest countries. You got to guess what's on it. Wait, let me do that with more energy.
Because yeah.
Should I do it like Mr. Beast or should I do it like?
Yeah, like Mr. Beast, and say if you guess it wrong, you become gay, or like something like
And if you guess it wrong, you got to suck me off.
yeah, that's it, mate.
Okay, that's the hook. I have a list of 10 countries. Fuck, wait. I messed it up. I'm nervous, bro. This is going to be a big clip.
Why?
I'm scared. This is going to be a billion views.
Mr. Beast is gonna watch it himself and put up the stakes.
Yeah, he's going to be like, you know what? You got to suck my dick too if this fails. Well, no, he's going to be like, I don't know. What's it? This is 10 countries.
Bro, just do the
Okay, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
clip farming. You're so shit at clip farming, mate. Come
I'm
on.
sorry, man. Okay, I've got a list of 10 countries. And fuck, how do I say it?
Mate, just say it a bit enthusiastically.
I don't know.
You just got a list of the top 10 most gay countries in the world. Guess, or something
Okay.
like that, you know?
I've got a list of the top 10 gayest countries in the world, and you've got to guess what's on the list. All right? And if you get
Okay,
it,
that's
and if you
fine.
get it wrong, you got to suck me off. Do
What?
you agree?
No.
Let's play.
Okay.
Guess.
This is intense.
There's
America.
there's-
That's definitely up there. USA.
That's actually number 10. 3% of the population is gay.
That's number 10.
I know,
Okay, I thought
I
that
know.
would be top 3.
I was honestly surprised at that.
I've seen the TikToks, man.
Wait. This is for the clip. Number 1 will shock you.
Will it?
It will. Honestly, it's pretty surprising.
Germany.
Number 9. You're getting them in order at 3% as
Oh,
well.
mate. I'm actually... France.
I was really excited then. I thought that was number 8. No, that's number 5 at 4%.
Okay. The UK, or is it separate countries in the UK? Could you just
No,
say
Great Britain in brackets UK. I asked AI, so yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 UK, also at 4%.
Why am I so good?
Wait, I need to put ticks next to the ones you've already done, otherwise I'm going to forget.
My gaydar is going crazy. Okay, I'm going for a wild one here. I'm going for a wild one.
Number 1 and 2 will shock you, so be wild.
Pakistan.
Not on the list, not in the top 10. But I believe wholeheartedly that is only because they've not conducted the research.
Yeah, because the researcher was kicked out the country for asking the question.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's go for their neighbours that they love, India.
Probably the same thing, but not on the list.
Okay.
Actually,
well, I
honestly,
think
if you
it's-
account for population, they definitely have like the most gay people in a country.
Yeah,
Because
surely.
there's so many of them. So they definitely have like the most gay people in a country, even though they would tell you they have the least, which is just mathematically like the biggest improbability ever. But they don't.
I have to pick countries that would only admit to it. Okay, that's
pretty
what
much,
I see.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
But
Brazil.
What? How? Why is that on your mind? Explain. That's number 2.
Nah, Brazil's they're zesty, man. They're freaky over there.
I would never, if I was in your shoes, I
What
would
is it?
never.
Is that which number is that?
Number 2? But that is like that. I would never have guessed that Brazil was that freaky. I mean, I knew
Brazil
that.
was freaky, mate. Have you seen their bikinis? And then men's are wearing the same thing.
What, bikinis?
Mate, you've never seen a video of the
No,
carnival over there.
No, hell no.
It's just women and
Yeah, but that's
zesty men.
not gay.
The zesty men part is.
Yeah, but I knew that they're very outgoing. Apparently, that's like the stereotype. They're like a loud culture, loud and happy.
Mate, they
but I
slap
never knew that
people's
was-
bums all the time as well. They love doing that.
I don't like that. I wouldn't want to be walking around as some dude smacks my ass. You know? What?
Yeah, man, that's just a comment. That's how they greet you over there.
Hello, cabrón. Bow.
That's Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Portuguese, isn't it? Hola.
Hola, tudo bem? Bow! That's how they are. That's what I mean.
You did that real well, man. I know you're Portuguese, but even so.
I know, that was actually really good acting, wasn't it? Some
Acting.
would say not acting.
Anyway, continue.
All right, back to the
You're on
list.
a roll.
How many have I got so far?
You've
Five.
got one,
Five
two,
out of the
three,
10.
4, 5, yeah. And have you even dropped one? You've dropped 1 or 2 with India and Pakistan, which would be number 1.
Yeah, that was just the wild card guesses there.
Yeah. I didn't hear what you said, but I agreed.
Mate, I got to really think here. Let's be honest. It can't be Africa. They won't be allowed.
Hell no.
Even though there statistically will be there. But AI won't say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely got to be another country or two in Europe. Wait. Thailand.
Another great guess. Number 8. But that is a tough one. And you've just... have you Googled this?
No, mate, I promise I've not Googled this. But I was just thinking, I know what happens in Thailand. So...
First hand, I've seen it. Yeah, number 8.
I actually haven't, but... Okay.
Bro had to clear that up just in case.
I haven't, I promise.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Everyone believes you. Okay, let's continue. You've now got 6. There's 4 more. Including the elusive number 1 spot.
Okay, I'm going to go for Canada.
You're a fucking beast. That is number 7.
Mate, I just knew it. That's got to be up there. Wait, have I got all the top, 10 to 5, right?
You've got number 10, 9, 8, and 7. You're missing number 6, number 4, and number 1.
And what did I just get? Canada. Which one's that?
Number 7.
Okay. I'm gonna go Mexico.
Not on there, cabron.
Damn.
Wait, how many have you got wrong? We should do 3 strikes and you're out. That'll be your 3rd strike.
I just did that was my 3rd.
4 strikes and you're out.
Okay, one more. If I get anything else wrong, I'm out.
Yeah, we should have done that from the start, but it doesn't matter.
Mate, this is difficult because who's admitting it? I'm going to say Spain.
That is the number 1 with 6% of the population.
Damn.
Spain, number 1.
Okay. How many have I got left?
2. What? I just gave it away. I just read it. Fuck, bro. Why did I do that? I said number 2.
Switzerland!
Yeah, that's number 4. And now you have one more. The number 6 spot. Country I'm not going to say. Unspecified country.
Could you tell me the continent?
Europe. Wait, no. I read it wrong, which might give it away. Oceania.
Oh, okay. Australia.
Yeah. I thought it said Austria, and then I was like, Europe. I was like, oh no, it said Australia. That's good though, man.
Wow,
Congratulations.
That's quite good, man. I feel like I know the world quite well.
You know your twinks, buddy. Good job.
I just know where they like it different.
I know where they like it. I know where my cock has been gobbled up with much joy. I've been to all 10 of these places, baby. I'm honestly impressed. You got some of them really quite. They came in hot and heavy and easy. I'm quite proud of you, man.
10 list of the countries in the world with the most what? With the most racist people.
Okay. Very opposite list.
Wait, I'm going to ask you. How good are you at spotting racism?
I give myself a 5 out of 10.
A 5 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to ask ChatGDP for the list of the top 10 most racist people in the
most racist people in the country.
Mate, you're top 1. See you on.
Yeah, I'm only 5 out of 10 spotting racism. It took me 20 years to realise my best friend is a horrible racist. Travesty.
I'm going to ask ChatGDP to give me a list of the top 10 countries that are most racist in the world. And you're going to have to guess. If you get 3 wrong, you're out.
Okay.
Can you get them all before you're out?
I bet it's going to be like, unfortunately, it's going to be really sad. I mean, fair enough.
No, they've
racism's
given me
bad,
they've given me countries where racial or ethnic discrimination is documented as a concern, and this is the top 10. So
Okay.
they can't give me most racist countries, but they gave me,
documented
whatever.
as a concern. So that means that these countries are kind of woke. Everything's woke nowadays. Can't even be racist. You know?
Some are woke.
Yeah, but like it's
Some
gonna
are
be
woke.
it's documented as a concern. So you're not gonna have like China because they're gonna be like eliminating brown people is not a concern. That's a good thing in China. You know?
Wow,
So-
you'd be surprised what some of the countries are on the list. You will be surprised with number 1.
Okay.
Right.
Well, USA's got to be on there.
Yes, it is. That's number 3 on the list.
Number 3. Okay, that's the obvious one. Where is there lots of unrest? Let me think. Right now, where is there lots of unrest? Maybe the Middle East.
That's not a country, so
Yeah, I
need
know,
more
but
specific, mate.
I'm just thinking. Israel. Again, it's not really a
That's number
concern.
6. Well done.
Number 6. Okay, I thought they were going to be
Number
kind of
6,
like
well
that's
done.
not a concern. Like we don't care. Palestine. They both fucking hate each other's guts, man.
No, it's all fine over there, mate.
No. Okay.
Nah, no problems over there. It's all good. So
That's one X. That's one.
that's one strike. 1 strike. 3 strikes, you're out. You've got 2 countries so far. Come on.
God's greatest. United Kingdom.
Nope.
I was about to sing Rule
That's strike
Britannia,
2.
but then it wouldn't have been good actually. So, not. All right.
That's-
I'm doing
that's
really
a
bad.
strike too, mate.
This is
You're doing
really. This is hard. France.
Nah, that's strike 4. No,
What?
3. So you're out.
You're joking. How is
You're
France
out,
not on
mate.
there and the UK's not on there? It's because
Because
fake
you gotta
news,
think
bro.
they have
Fake
loads
news.
of people that, like, you have to think there's loads of immigrants there, mate.
Yeah, I know. So therefore, there'll be unrest amongst the native population. That's how immigration works.
But you think it's places where they would accept them the least.
Oh. Okay, you just tell me. I honestly, that's a really hard one, man.
No, I'll give you a bonus round, mate. You can try again. You
bonus
can try.
X.
Bonus guess.
Where they would like them the least. So China.
Mate, you got to think historically. You got to think nowadays. You just got to think what's going on.
All of those are the Middle East. There's fighting in the Middle East because of stuff like this throughout all of history, all the time, at 24/7, 365. It's a 24/7
I will tell
server,
you now. I will tell you now. On this list, there's only 1 country in the Middle East.
and I've already got it.
You
Israel.
haven't. Oh, that's okay. There's 2 in the Middle East. Then sorry,
Okay,
I didn't really realize that's.
I said China.
But
China?
But China's number 5.
Okay. So just countries where people just openly hate other races is what I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to guess here.
Russia.
That's number 4. Well done,
Oh, this is really hard. Where did they really just have so much hatred?
mate. Think
India.
historically, bro. That's number 1.
Yes.
That's number 1.
Pakistan.
That's not on there. They
Okay,
love
well,
everyone there, supposedly.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm out. But I got number 1 at
You're
least.
out. You got number 1.
By the just to let you
Wow.
know, I was celebrating my achievement. I was not celebrating India's achievement because it's not an achievement. That's boo bad. Okay, but let's have
Someone's
the
gonna
rest of
comment.
it.
India number 1. Yes.
I love India. India number 1. Okay, let's.
All right. Here, I'll put up the list. Right. This is the list for anyone wondering. Is it right or not? Let us know in the comments.
I'm from England, and I think England should be number 1. Oh, I'm from
It's
France.
so
and
sad to
France should
see
be
our
number
great
one.
country not on there.
I think. Okay. What's? Give me the list, man. I can't see.
Oh, I'll send you the screenshot of the list. Wait, I need to cut it, mate. Give me a second.
What else could have possibly been on there? Somewhere in Ireland, maybe.
No, you need to think. Like literally, like look. Number 2 is quite obvious place.
South America, Africa.
Yeah, South Africa, man.
Was that number 2?
See? Yeah.
Fuck, man. Australia?
No, I don't think that's on there. I'll send it to you now. There you go. Imagine I sent that to someone else just back.
Italy,
Just a bit random
Germany. Das AfD. Hitler. I should have realized. Saudi Arabia, Israel, China. Yeah. I would never have thought Italy. They're sort of asleep all the time. How have they even got time to be racist?
Mate, that's because you've never watched Italian football, let me tell you.
I have not.
If you know anything about Italian football, you would have said Italy.
Yeah, but France. Everyone in France. I would say, from what I've seen, France worse than Italy. But that's.
Have you though? Because we've been to Italy before, and do you remember seeing many different races there?
There's lots of Jews in Rome.
Okay.
But the black people were all poor, like trying to sell you things. That's the only ones we saw. So if that's what you're referencing, then yes, you could be correct, Mundo.
I feel like Italy would be above Germany though.
Now, Germany, the second largest party in Germany right now is anti-immigration party. Like,
Yeah,
as in, like, they want all of them gone. That's like the second biggest political party.
Right. Well, let's not get into politics.
Yeah, let's
again,
not get
religion.
into global politics. This has been every podcast we're kind of teetering on the edge of. Can you say that? But this one especially.
I like this game. Now you should do another game, and then we do it, and I do another game, and this is the episode.
That's the whole
episode
podcast.
Of Family Feud.
Yeah, I mean, a Family Feud sort of game on the pod could be quite fun. You know.
Yeah.
There's lots of jokes you can do.
I feel like.
Not right now. We can't.
like
we
you
can't
should-
brainstorm this live on the pod.
Yes, we can, bro. I just did that.
Such a bad episode.
No, it isn't, man. Come on. Now you
What?
got to
It's
try.
gonna-
This
no,
is
but-
interesting for
No,
viewers
because it's going to
as
be
well.
like top 10 things that you might say when you're having a wank, and then I've got to think of 10
Well,
things.
that's not
and
what I
gonna
didn't
take
search
ages.
that. Let's be honest. Chat GDP is not giving me answers for that.
What is
So-
Eureka? Number 1. You never said Eureka when you're having a wank? You know, you find the perfect video. Eureka! No?
No.
Just me? I keep it old school, man. Old school. Bring back Eureka and
magazines.
Cowabunga. No, not the wank. The wank is in full HD. You know, Oculus fucking Rift VR headset.
Mate, you can't even see where you where it's ending.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's all about the journey, not the final result. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a podcast topic. The next generation of gooners are doomed because it's going to be VR, like brain fucking shattering porn. My son is screwed when he's finally born. Don't know, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Bro's going to be gooned out of his mind. Hello?
Well, I'm doing something.
What's a solo podcast now? Yeah, my son's going to be gooned out of his mind, and now I'm in a corner, and I have nowhere to take this conversation. I would send him to the church, but he won't be safe from gooning there either. Just he's going to get gooned on by the priest, which is not good. In case you was wondering. Purge, come back. I need help.
Mate, I am searching something on Chat GDP. Wait, they're searching the web for me.
But ChatGPT isn't going to give you like funny answers to this Family Feud thing, you know? Like top 3 top 4 things that you would say when slapping your girlfriend. It's gonna be like, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm here to spread positivity. I would never, ever tell you anything to do with that, man.
Well, they're
ChatGPT is
not.
boring. It's so corporate. I actually kind of hate
Yeah.
how it responds to you nowadays. You're like, give me a list of this, and it gives you a bunch of shit answers, and you're like, okay, give me some more. And it's like, I love how relentless that you are. Shut the fuck up and give me the list. You know what I mean? I hate this corporate sort of like, cowabunga, dude. Let's get down to business. How about you fucking shut up and be a robot? You know? Beep boop, give me the fucking list, dickhead. I hate the fake, but I hate that in people too. I hate when people are like, super like extrally nice. It's kind of why I'm not a fan of Americans. Because why are you being nice to me? I don't fucking know you. Be miserable, please. I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
Not with my friends, but with random people. A little bit friendly, that's the max. If you're super nice to me, I'm suspicious of you. Unless I'm like, if I'm in need of help, and people can see that I get that because you want to help someone. But if I'm just passing by, and they're like, hey bro, how's your day going? Kill yourself. Well, don't do that. Or maybe. I don't know. I don't know who you are. You could be a serial killer, so maybe you should. But it makes me distrust you. Purge, I need help.
ChatGPT is really not giving me answers I need, mate. I tell you.
Yeah,
that.
Exactly. I knew this would happen. That's why I said don't do it.
I understand the curiosity behind questions.
Well, you've asked it something fucked up, and it's saying, hold the phone, buddy. I don't want to talk about
Mate,
this.
I didn't even ask it anything. Do you know what I asked?
What?
Give me a list of the top 10 countries with the least attractive people. But we can't be doing that because attractiveness is subjective. Such lists are rooted in prejudice, and there's no scientific or ethical basis.
I do think there would actually be no scientific research. We could give our own list of what we think, but I don't think anyone's...
No, I don't think we should.
There's no way a scientist in a lab coat has gone to a country, right? And every woman that he's seen, he's got like a clipboard. He's like, apps Munter. Good looking. Munter. They're just like in a list, and he's like swiping left and right. I don't think anyone's done that. Okay, so I don't think there's any evidence to go off.
He just sits there, at a public place every time someone walks past. Fucking clap, mate. Clapped.
No, I think it's more funny if he's sat in like a big room at a desk, and he's got a big red button. Anytime he hits it, it goes bam, and they send in a new one. And then he's just like...
It's like what, Britain's Got Talent, but just...
yeah.
Britain's Got Talent, but it's just women coming in and he's just rating them. Yeah. Well, women and men, I think, right? You've got to have both.
Yeah, true. So, otherwise, yeah. So it's got to be a bisexual guy.
Yeah.
And then he's
got
just
to have, like...
a good bit of zest.
Yeah, what
he needs
country
to be,
is he doing bad in?
Yeah, also, he might not have any... preference. He needs to have no preferences. It needs to be like bisexual Bonnie Blue.
Well, if he has no preferences, wouldn't everyone just not be attractive or unattractive?
No, you're thinking about asexuals. That'd be the worst person. Imagine you're hiring for this job and you accidentally hire an asexual. The first person comes in and the asexual's like I kind of just want to fuck myself. I kind of want to just shag myself right now. So
what?
So why am I here?
It's like first person comes in, it's like, I want to get to know you. It's like, we don't have fucking time. Just get on with it, mate. You have 2 seconds.
Wait, what? I'm so confused. What?
Isn't that how it works?
What? How what works?
What's asexual?
Asexual is when you have sex with yourself, like a slug. But
Is
people
it?
identify as that now, yes? That's what I'm saying. So they'll think he's a bisexual, but he's an asexual. And the first guy comes in.
No,
do you think he's attractive?
To no sexual attraction to others.
So the first guy walks in, he's like, yo, do you think I'm good looking? And the asexual's like, I kind of just want to give myself a hand job, actually. And they're like, fuck, why do we hire this guy? Fuck.
Mate,
Just saying, I've never met
what's
any
ChatGPT
asexuals.
taking ages?
Just use Google, man. ChatGPT's trying to figure out the morality of the question. Google's just like, this is the answer.
Oh my god.
Asexual,
Mate,
someone
do you know what I
experienced
was
little to
thinking
no
about?
sexual
Mate,
attraction
it gets a
to
bit
others.
confusing to me. I'm not gonna lie. It gets a bit confusing. But
Well, no,
do
you
know
learn
what I
about this in
was
science because
referring
like
to?
slugs are asexual when they just reproduce with themselves.
Mate, what are you on about with slugs? What?
Hmm?
What I was saying is, you know, what I was on about like, you know, like stop. We don't have time to get to know someone.
Yeah, what was that about?
Supposedly, what I was referring to is pansexual, which is a different thing. I don't know.
That's when you're attracted to everyone, right?
No, that's when you're attracted to.
To pans. Oh,
Yeah,
my bad.
you can be attracted to everyone, but you're probably not attracted to everyone. I don't
But that's
know,
just
right?
that's how everything. That's how attraction works. Is it
Mate,
not?
I don't
So
know
you're
how
just
it
normal.
works. No, it's like I think it's based on like personality. So you could, mate, I have no clue. I just searched
So it's
it
the
up.
ultimate. I judge people based on the context of the character. But you're bi, but you literally just want a nice person. Romantically attracted to people
Isn't that
regardless
most
of their
people
sex or
in
gender.
some way?
No, so
But
pansexual
like
is
not
just
the bisexual part. You know what I mean?
pansexual is just like I'll have anyone. Give me anything if I like it. I could date you. Fair enough.
Well, kind of. But then like, yes, I
feel
think
like
they could
that's
date
kind
like.
of like what everyone is, though. You know?
Yeah, but they could. I'm pretty sure they could date like a pillow.
Right. So you're telling me, like, they meet everyone, and they're like, I have the potential as a pansexual to be attracted to any single human that I meet, and then they start talking to the pillow, and they're like, I fucking like this guy. This one's all right. I like this one more than anyone else. What is that?
Oh no, it's attraction towards people of all genders.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
so it's people. Sorry.
Yeah, it's people.
It's pansexual people may refer to themselves as gender blind.
Okay, well I've googled can pansexuals love pillows, and I've just got some shit pillows on Amazon. They're trying to
Now
sell
you're
them.
just gonna get some hentai pillows, mate.
What, like them weird body pillows? They're trying to pivot into the
them-
woke market. So they start renaming it like super cool pansexual pillow. It's just a big anime titty, like female. You know. It's like, actually, of all the people I've met, you understand me the most. You know.
We've cut in about we've talked about religion about 4 times, and it's all gonna get cut out.
Yeah, no, not all of it, but the last bit probably. I think we've had a good pod. I do want to put a bet on
I
a
think
poke.
it was a good question that I've stated there, but okay.
I don't think there's much of a conversation to be had though, because I agree with you. So we're just gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But like, just putting the question out there, would it? It's a debate, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we're the podcast for that though.
We don't think we're the podcast.
Not for that question.
Okay, you know what it is? At one point, we get someone from every religion to sit down at the table, and then I ask that question.
Yeah, but dude, I don't want to be like a funny podcast. I don't want to be like a interviewing religious fucking podcast. Ooh, boy.
No, but this is just one episode, just so I could ask this question. Just...
Bro's so much love with this question that he's dedicated a mini.
I think it's a good question, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, I'm glad we've chosen. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was good at seeing countries that were gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's wrap it up, man. We've been going for over an hour. Probably going to be about an hour's long podcast. Unless there's something you want to talk about.
50 minutes actually.
There was something else I wanted to talk about. I forgot. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I forgot.
You can think about it, man, for next time.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to call it here. There's probably been an awkward cut to this point because there was a bit of rambling at the end.
This is why we need a Patreon at one point to get the real questions out
Just
there.
to actually like talk. I don't know, man. We talk pretty freely, but I don't know. I get scared talking about actual subjects on a podcast, right? Because I don't like putting things out onto the internet where people can take things out of context, But B, if I'm talking in a podcast, I haven't had time to actually think about it. So like what I say is likely
It's true.
is likely to change in the future. So then I don't want something to go out of context or something that I say but I haven't had much time to think about. So then if I do have time to think about it, and then someone then comes at me with this bit of something that I've said, and then I'm like, yeah, but actually in hindsight I disagree. But it's already out there and people already hate you for it. So it kind of makes me nervous, you know? So I'm not enthusiastic
I know
to
what
like
you mean. I know what you mean.
to get into stuff without me first thinking about it and having a solid position, you know? Because when you're on the internet, people are ruthless.
It's also difficult if we have a similar view because we don't get the other person's perspective and understand what they...
Which is a slippery slope because then you can just keep saying yes and eventually you're like Hitler, you know?
Well, yes. Maybe not
that was a joke.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, but... yeah.
Yeah, basically, if we have a similar point of view to something, we could just agree with each other and carry on the conversation without having any debate about it.
I think
from the opposite
proper topics, you need two sides. Otherwise, you're not actually having a conversation. You're kind of just chatting shit and agreeing with each other.
We're the first white male podcast to agree to not talk about these things.
No, but we talk about it anyway. But I guess I'd rather talk about it
to seriously
talk about it. I'd rather talk about it as a joke because then it's like, obviously, I don't think this because obviously that is a crazy statement that no sane person would fucking ever say. So, yeah.
We are holding ourselves back for a good reason, I think.
I think me more than you do. I think you're more.
Yeah, you're probably good at holding me back.
And cutting this shit out too.
Why?
Just because I've cut a lot of shit already, and there's going to be more in this podcast that we have to cut. But
I thought you meant you were going to cut this conversation.
No, I mean like just in general. I've probably.
I was going to say that I'm reading I just finished this chapter on this book. I'm near the end now. But like the chapter was seek first to understand, then to be understood, and like we can't really do that if we have the same perspective. We can't really understand the other side.
Yeah.
Of things if we
like I think I noticed this like a couple of years ago. Maybe like probably a couple of years ago. I was talking to my girlfriend. And like I can talk to you about things and we tend to agree, but I probably agree with her 50% of the time. But I feel better walking away from conversations.
Because women, man. Because women. That's it. End podcast. Right,
but I feel a lot better walking away from conversations where there's been a disagreement and then my perspective has changed slightly more, you know? Because we oftentimes would come to like this middle ground where it, like, my opinion has changed slightly about something and it's become more, you know, it just feels, I don't know, nicer to leave a conversation having changed your perspective on something slightly rather than just like affirming yourself more, you know? And it feels
200 years ago, mate, if the wife ever spoke back, that was it, prison.
Or just
now you're saying that it's good to have a conversation with one. That's crazy.
Yeah, not in Afghanistan.
I mean,
not in Afghanistan.
It's good to have different perspectives on things, and sometimes it can be hard on this podcast if we agree on a lot of things. But maybe if we both agree on a lot of things, and sometimes we disagree on things, but not very often.
Yeah.
But it's maybe we're just, you know, maybe if I don't know. And then I was going to say maybe if both our opinions are correct on a certain topic, but how would you define that?
Yeah, that's not how it works.
But I guess that's the thing. Everyone has a different opinion. So I'm sure that people that will watch this in the future, like this podcast, and for the years on, hopefully it lasts, that, you know, we are going to find like-minded people. And I don't think we're too bad. I think we try to understand best that we can, but we can't fully understand technically.
Yeah.
So but that's why we have to be careful what we talk about in some way. Not because we're scared of getting cancelled.
Not when we're making jokes. Jokes are jokes. Jokes are not a stance on something. But like if we do, because you do seem rather keen to talk about some actual like sensitive-ish topics. But if we do want to do that, it would be nice to have a differing opinion, and it would be nice, like I want to know where I stand rather than throwing shit at the wall because I just it kind of makes me like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I think, for example, like that's why like religion and like politics, because we're not. I don't know what it is, but
Also, who's coming to us
both...
for that type of shit? We're trying to make people laugh. So like, it's like what fucking Bill Burr. He says a lot of shit. Like
Bill Burr.
He's a comedian. He goes on podcasts and he says,
"Oh yes, Bill Burr, the bald guy."
Yes, and he there's a famous clip of him on Joe Rogan, and Joe's like, "What do you think about the pandemic?" And he's like, "I'm not a fucking doctor. I make people laugh. I don't fucking know. Like, why would you ask me this fucking shit on a big platform where millions of people listen to? Like, they're gonna take my word for gospel because they take everything on their show for gospel, and it's fucking stupid. Like, why come to us?" So I also have that sort of mentality on a lot of this kind of shit. It's like, what the fuck do I know? And why would I talk about it?
Yeah, mate. Like, if you ask me like my stance on something, and it's like kind of a political question, I'm not gonna lie. I probably would. I might tell you something, but I'd literally probably have no context, and like that's a dangerous game.
If
you start talking about something without knowing.
That's the real difference in like our generation and the older generations. Because like if you ask our dads the same shit, they would have a hard position with no facts.
But also, I will say as well, like, I guess as you get older, you get more context in. Like, you've experienced life a bit more, right? I know, I'm not saying, like, everyone's opinion's correct, because that's not technically possible. But what I'm saying is, I guess it's based on your experience of life. So, like, you ask someone who's 60 what they think about this, they're going to use all their contacts that they live through, compared to us, we're, like, 20, and we're going to use, like, the smaller amount of context. What I'm saying is, elect the 90-year-olds, yeah? They just know what to do.
They're just so smart,
They can't drive, but they can lead a country. Right, okay. Thanks for watching the Cretins podcast. I hope you enjoyed our rant. And I hope that you found the top 10 most gay countries and most racist countries.
Enlightenment,
by yourself
as
without
one
seeing
might
the
call
list.
it. Enlightenment.
Exactly.